All right, got it. All right, so today we're going to cover again sort, split, cut, and paste. All these commands, they're going to be a lot more exciting once you guys know how to actually use loops, like a for loop, while, like right now, it's going to be kind of like a boring until you guys learn how to put them into like a scripts. Then it's going to get more exciting. So we are going to start by split and not sort. So that's the second one. That's going to be page 8. So what I'm going to do and what you guys can do on your computer, just so you can do the exercise at the same time that I do. It's good that I didn't look at the grades. Right, so I'm going to just look for a dictionary. So I'm going to look for dictionary, text, file, download, or whatever. Just to get like a it's more like I just want like something to play with so you don't have to type stuff. So how do I save this thing? Can I see the wrong? Click where? Oh. All right, view raw. And then I can right click and then I can save as in the raw file. And then I'm going to put the words.txt on my desktop. Usually when you have like an if you type download, you're going to download the whole package. So like a zip file or a folder with everything that he has. But I don't want everything. I just want this one file. So it's easier just to go into the raw of the one file that I want to play with and then right click, save as. Right. Let me close this one. Let me close this one. Oh, come on, I'm creating instead of closing. All right, so I have the words.txt file on my desktop. We're going to open our terminal. I'm going to go to my desktop, right? Navigate to the desktop. Let me make my zoom in, Ctrl+Shift+. Hope it's good enough for you guys to see. All right, so I think one question of the quiz was like, how do you print something that it's inside of a file, right? Does anybody know? I want to print what I have on my. You can use cat, right? The answer was like cat black. .txt. But I don't want to cat my whole dictionary because it's long. So what I'm going to use head. So if I use head, it's going to tell the first 10 lines of whatever file it is. But I can see that you can do like a man head later on. So I want to do like the first like a 25 lines, just so I can see. But like, so you can see that your dictionary start with numbers, right? And it's actually pretty long. So what we're gonna do first is actually we're gonna split the dictionary. So we're gonna type that second thing on that split minus a or dash a5 dash d words.txt. So we're gonna split. dash A 5 dash D words dot. Yeah, that's not fun. All right. So this is everything that appeared on my desktop. Now I want you guys to actually open your man split. And I want you guys to guess what happened. Those are all files. I use the LS. Oh. So that's everything that's on my desktop. You can see that like it populates a lot of the stuff on my desktop. So split is used to actually get your text file and split in so many other files. You know, let's say that your file was this big. You can tell it to split every so many lines. You can tell it to split in sizes. So the one way to know how it's being used is actually to run manual for something, in this case split, or we can just go on the internet and Google like how to use split, and there's going to be somebody explaining how to use split. We know that the arguments that we used was dash A 5 and then dash D. And the next one is the name of the file, right? So just so you guys know, the 5 is actually something that's explaining something about dash A. So if I do man split, we can go dash A length, generate suffixes of length n. Can you see that it's x 0, 0, 0, 0, or number. So this is what like the 5 means, right? So if I do 2, what's going to happen? It's only going to have this. So most likely it's going to break into smaller chunks. And you can use many different. And what's the other one that we use? D. Use numeric suffixes starting at 0. Otherwise, it could go like a 0, 0, 0, 0, and then like at some point it's going to go 0, 0, 0, A. But we just said that we only want numeric. If you want to split this, let's say let's see. I think we're gonna have like a lot of questions today. So who can tell me what are gonna type to split this file into 3 files? We're gonna have prize at the end. Does anybody know how to put that in 3 files instead of splitting? Okay, Sarah was pranking me when he told me that I had to type this. Yeah, I wanna put everything that has that. Oh, not X. So how do I split it? Yeah, I'm gonna. All right, man split. So this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to split command N, generate chunks output files. So let's see if I type split and then I can do dash N 3 words.txt. would that split into 3 files? So one split dash n 3 words.txt. Voila. So I got a 1 point. I'm gonna lose later because the treatment today is about NFL. Terrible. Rod. So you saw like why he used dash T, because in this case I didn't say dash T, and he gave me XAA, XAB, and XAC. So that's why. So, and also the number, this guy, the default is 2, unless you tell him otherwise, I guess, or depending on the. But those are things that you're gonna know by using it. Cool. Yeah, split is the least fun from compared to the other ones. All right, yeah, and one more thing is whenever you are typing stuff, if you know that something works, it's good to try to make it not work, just so you see the limit, you know? For example, I'm gonna erase it again. So I'm gonna X star, those are out. I'm not gonna do the same thing, but I'm not gonna type that space there. Will it work or not? It works. So this space is unnecessary. So you can type with or without. It's actually many of the things here that we're gonna type, it has to be precisely like the way somebody's gonna type, you know? Otherwise, not like in this case, or when you type an argument, you don't have to have the, or can I do split minus a 5d, no spaces? What do you guys think? Invalid. But I can do minus AD, invalid. So I can do minus AD. All right, good to know. Next time, I know what not to do at the same time that I know what to do. Anybody have any question about split? As I said, like that. Right now, it doesn't make any sense why we would know this. But later on, when you have all the screwdrivers and hammers in your toolbox, and you go and start building a house, then now it makes sense. Why do you have all that? You know? That's why I always ask, like, why does it come a white colored pencil in the color pencil? Like, how do you write with like a white pencil, you know? But then once I saw like a black piece of paper, I was like, well, maybe that's why. All right, so that was like, so yeah, I decided to split first because like I'm gonna download some NFL stats so we can do the other stuff like sort, cut, and paste. Just so you guys like you guys seems like your guys are live class. All right. So now let's go to sort. We can actually play a little bit with sort here. I'm gonna erase again all those files because I don't want them here. All right. And then I'm gonna do my head and 25 on my words. And now I know that my file starts with that. And C, then dash point, then, right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to sort that one file, right? So I'm gonna sort words.txt, and actually I'm gonna write another one, words1.txt. So if I had my words1, did it change? So there's now it's 10, 11 point, 12 point. It's just because like the way that the sort command tells the file to be sorted is different than whoever put the dictionary together, you know? So let's try the other ones that Terry has there in your page number 8. So the other one that he has is -r. Oh, wrong one. -r. What does -r do? Now it starts with ZZ. All right. So -r is reverse. So the question is like, why do we have so many options? Like, why would anybody want to do reverse? The thing is, as I said, like right now, it doesn't make any sense, but like later on, when we start creating the pipes, we're gonna say, if I get this and I pipe into that and I pipe into that, I get exactly this input, you know? So we're gonna see like something a little bit. All right, so we're gonna try the next one. I have and. Now it starts at a minus a point. What did he do? Hmm? Yeah, it's numerical, but like what just happened? What's the difference between this one that's the first one? Because you see that there was a number here in the beginning. Now there's no number. So numerical means you're gonna list everything that starts with a letter first. So letters come first, and then you have everything that has numbers. Right? So that's what like a numerical means. And then you can do numerical reverse. That'll be the next one. So if I do Rn, numerical reverse. So like the top one would be like the highest number. Cool. All right. But as I said, this is actually kind of boring. So I was asking around like, what do Americans like? And the one thing that Americans like is fantasy football. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna pull out some NFL stats. So I'm gonna look for NFL stats, CSV. And when you Google stuff in the internet, the most reliable place, it's GitHub. So let's go to GitHub. GitHub is never going to ask you to pay anything to put your social security number. All right, you can go to the first one. I don't know if you guys are going to follow me, but like that's a one way of getting the answers right. So I'm going to go to play-by-play data. Regular season. 2019. I'm going to view my raw data. The same thing that I did with the other one. Whoosh. Save as. And now we're going to save that on my desktop. One of the reasons why we use the terminal in CSV is because, and you can try, if you try to use any graphical interface to evaluate that much data, your computer is going to crash. It's going to lag like crazy just because it's too many. Imagine this is has information from every single play in the regular season for the NFL. Every single play. All right. So that's my file. Hope it doesn't crash. So that's when I open the Office. Okay. See how fast it was? All right. The problem on the internet or with computers in general is that like you are not 100% sure the guy who wrote this had any idea about his story. Now, you guys are gonna have many opportunities that are gonna know more than the guy that wrote the code. So I was actually playing this data, and my sorting wasn't working. And does anybody know what kind of file this is? A comma separated value, right? So that means what happens if I put a comma right there? It's going to go in a different column. So whoever created this put commas inside of the one of the columns. So I'm just going to go there and delete that one column. Which one was that one? And he tried to hide it. This one. Why? Why? That's the comment of the guy that was actually narrating the game. So there are commas in there and actually messed up when we play with it. So I'm gonna just delete that one column. Never add commas to a CSV file where you don't want the columns to split. That's gonna take a while. It's a pretty long column. All right. Good. No, it's still messed up. Actually, it's the guy actually closed But I don't know. But like I wasn't. I just like now it works. But the things like there's a. I feel like it's in this handout that in the beginning it has like what happens with stuff that are between quotes, right? And it has like a single quotes protect like the other quotes. Is in the beginning of this handout, right? Or the different one that you're gonna have. So you're gonna see the many uses of the single quotes, double quotes. But I think like you would have to type something when you do the sort, just so you make sure that those like quote protection support. So does anybody who claims here that they would know all the stats for NFL? Anybody? So what was the you don't have to be the best in the world, you can just be the best in this class, which might not be very difficult. So I was looking through everything that like we could look at. It's like I want to start something interesting. So I thought, I want to start like yards gain. Have anybody done all this and have the file? So it's a file that you can play with? No? WB? All right. So that's my column Z, right? Yards gain. So how many yards do you think that the guy gained? So let me just save this, because I'm not gonna open that anymore. Don't need that anymore. So let me clear. All right, so I can sort. If you look on your sort items there, I have to use, let's see, I have my sort. I'm gonna use an argument, right? How do I get the highest number? We just use like some arguments there. One of them, you get the highest number. Because like whoever put that yard gain, sometimes it has run. Like I have to make sure that we make numbers come first. So we can try minus dash Rn. Right? Dash Rn. And then the name of my file. If I type this, what's gonna happen? Yeah, but then what's gonna happen? What happened when you do something? What's the standard output? It goes to your screen. So there's gonna be like a bunch of stuff. So what can we do so we don't do that? You can send it to a file. Sorting.csv. All right. So whatever it is, the information is in there. Do you guys want to open LibreOffice again and wait for another 5 minutes? So how do we tell the first line? Or the second one? Like first two lines. Head? All right, let's try head. So head, not dead. No, it's just like I have a space. So like it's just like a there's not end of the line character because usually the end of line character is like this, but it it just don't have anything there. I mean like it's like this for the word that we can say here. Yeah. Yeah, you just don't skip the row until you are at the end of the row. All right, so head and then sorted dot CSV. But I want only how many lines? 2? Yeah, it's fun. Very readable. No, it didn't work. So how can we just go to a very specific column? We get all the information like that because I'm just looking at all the columns, right? Let's see. Who can tell me what's the command that you can use to just get a very specific column? It's very difficult. It's on page 9. Cut. All right. So if we tell I'm gonna cut, yeah, they're gonna use the delimiter, comma, and I have to tell what's my column. My column was column Z. What number is column Z? 26. Oh, they're pretty good. And then my sorted dot CSV. Oof. Too much stuff. How can I fix this? Let me clear. So how can I get just the first number, the one from the first row? Yeah, it's 4. Yeah, you could use less. Like the idea would be like I can actually send this to a file, let's say test, right? Now I have another file, and then I can have mine and on, and then my test, right? 0. I don't know. We could try. All right, let's try. So how delimiters, comma, you won't be able to break the computer. You know, you can say anything. And like that. I trust you. Not and select a kick off RGB. Wow. So how do you? So what did we just do? We actually did. We did a command. and we sent to a file, right? We took this file with a command, and then we sent to another file, and then we got this file. We use a different command. On file 2. Can we do this better? Anybody that be practicing kind of stuff? You just pipe one into the other one. That's why we use pipes. That one filter that we've been using, that's just to actually store in a file. That's good, but when we can do pipes, that makes our life a little bit easier. So I could have done sort instead of doing sorted. I can just send the enter straight to cut, right? And then dash the comma, that's the delimiter, minus F26, and then I just want the first line. It only split the first 2 lines. Right? Just so you know that I got. This is the reason why we find stuff in one, the answer for one thing to the next one. Just so you don't have like a to be typing stuff in. You already know what to do, you know. Oh, you could use semicolons, but then you still have to store in the file. You understand? Yeah, but there's something wrong. It's impossible that the maximum number of yards gained was 0, right? Hmm? So like I want to know like what's row 26 from this file? How do I figure out what's row 26 from that file? How do I print that file? Cat. I can just cat my file, right? And then I want to print the row 26 minus the comma minus F1. And then I just want to show the first line. Oh, that's why. We're actually playing with play ID. No, wrong. This is 26. Yards gained. So yeah, so you're on the right. We're on the right column. So let's see what's wrong with it. Oh, but I want to go to the sort one. That one. Rn. Rn is the reverse numerical, right? And then my file. And then I cut. I'm not going to be using the same. I'm going to say to sort it CSV just so I don't keep like a populating screen. Now I want to take a look at my file. more sorted on. So something's going wrong. It's like a 0, 0, 0, minus 9, 0. So my sorting is not working. If I want to break, you guys know how to break, right? Just so you don't have to go all the way to the bottom of the file. You can do like a Control C and it just break whatever is happening. So in our case, it was more. The problem is that there is 0. Yeah, because like the thing is like I know that the maximum is not 0 or 8. I think that's from. Oh no, but like I mean like the information that you have there is you have every single play and then the number of yards that every single play got, you know? So most likely there's one play in the whole regular season that's going to have more than 0, right? So that's why I assume that my number there should be like a pretty high number. I wonder why my sorting is not working. You work at home this morning? So what I'm gonna do, instead of sorting, I'm gonna look at my head. I'm gonna look at 10 or 25. Does anybody know what's wrong? Yeah, right. I never sorted by the column number 26. I'll never get it right. So feeling, how do you sort by the column number 26? Get it first? That works. So we're gonna cut my file. So the file is right, and then I'm gonna pipe that one column that I cut it off into sort. I'm gonna sort reverse numerical, and I'm gonna get my first number. How much do you guys think it is? How many yards? How many yards is the football field? How many yards is the football field? I guess I have some football players at least. 100? So maximum number of yards gained in a game was like 93. That's pretty good. It was like, it was almost like losing the game and scored. So that was a pass. You know, because like we can look for one of the columns was like actually 25. No, that was 25. 23. No. Oh, it's because I'm starting. All right, so yeah, this actually doesn't help me figure that out. So let's go back to the previous one. So how do I actually make this command work? The one that I sort first. Most likely there is a way to sort by the column, right? How do you know if there is a way to sort by the column? By a specific column. There are three ways. Either you go to the manual page, or you Google it, or you go to Query and ask John, and he's gonna Google, or he's gonna go to the manual page. So let's do manual, cut, not cut, sort. All right, so let's see. B, D, F, G, I, M, H, N, capital R. Other options. Ooh. Okay. Sort via a key. Let's try that one. So I'm gonna sort. I'm gonna sort by K26. Man, no, not K. Rn minus K. Oh. Yeah. So I use K for my column. But if I'm gonna sort a spreadsheet, I can use K to tell the column. I figured this out because like I just Googled like how do I sort something by column on Linux? And a guy said, okay, say, oh, that works. But then I have like a second thing going on that I fixed because the guy told me if I'm using a CSV file, I have to tell my delimiter. So I have to use also -T, and then I can tell my delimiter because we're playing with a CSV file. Source can play with anything, but if we want to tell that's a CSV file, we can just like put the -T there. See, so that one command gave me the answer to 93. The one actually belongs to the command, the one I'm talking about. It's actually like a somewhat like a time consuming for us to actually figure out the first time, right? It took me some Googling, let's play with this. How does it work? And then now what? What can we do so we don't have to do this ever again? I'm gonna go to my cheat sheet and I'm gonna do like this. Sort. And I'm gonna do -R -N. Reverse. Numerical. Last key. Best key. Delimiter. Guess what? Now I don't have to actually ever Google it again because now it's my notes. I know how it works. If you take a picture of my notes, it's not going to work for you. You actually have to have your own notes. That's why one thing better than downloading a cheat sheet, you actually have your own. After a while, after I use Sort for so long, this, I don't need this in my cheat sheet anymore. I already absorbed it, I already know. But for the things that you don't use ever so often, just write down in a piece of paper, and whenever you're gonna use Sort again, you just go, oh, I know how to use. So this is my cheat sheet. You're not supposed to copy it. So you can use Sort, and when you use Sort, minus par or dash par tells you reverse, right? What is dash n? Numerical. If I'm playing with a spreadsheet, I can do dash k, and k is going to be column. And if I'm playing with a CSV file, I can do dash t. So here he expects to have the after dash k, you have to tell what's the number of the column. After dash t, which tells you what's the delimiter, you actually have to tell that's a comma, because the comma separated that the one that we're playing with. Boom. So you guys can, I'm 1 minute out. So Jerry expects you guys to do all the exercises. See, I could just come here and do the exercise, but then you guys do the exercise next. So, but you guys can come and then you're gonna practice if you have more questions. You can come and see me or see John. Mondays and Fridays from 4 to 6 p.m. Yeah, and tutoring is room 218, because it's like 15, 16, 17, and then 18 is the one in the front. Yeah. Or if you need a friend on Friday afternoon, you can just go and talk to him too. You know, he's not going to do anything there. So you can just come and visit. All right. If you guys have questions, let me know. Thank you.